Yeah. Okay, very good. Should be me again in the big screen and all the little screens. Welcome to Chair Tai Chi. It's about a 60-minute class, give or take 3 minutes on either side. We get started about 2 or 3 minutes at the top of the hour, so it's 1:03 my time. Let's get started. So I'm going to move this chair out of the way. Just now I'm going to come back up to the front of the room when we do that guided rest and relaxation practice and that gratitude practice. I'll make sure it's out of the window. Okay. All right. And then coming back to the back of the room, make sure you can see my feet and everything when I do this. Okay. And make sure I'm not going to hit the wall. Yeah. Did y'all notice how I sat down? I didn't use my hands to sit down. Okay. That's Friday's class, fall prevention yoga, using the chairs. Let's sit up nice and tall. And I invite you to come away from the back of the chair if that feels comfortable for you today. Okay. From here, let's find our belly button, and then we're going to go a little bit lower than that. So that's where we're going to place our hand below and a hand above. But first, to start our class, we got to do that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. And we bow down to one another in respect to start our Chair Tai Chi class. Let's start with the breath. So I invite you to press your feet into the floor to get out of your brain and into your body. Hand low below the belly button, one hand above that, and relax those shoulders down a little bit. And let's breathe in, belly big. And then exhale, contract that belly button towards your spine. Welcome to Chair Tai Chi, here every other Wednesday. Again, breathe in, belly big. Exhaling, belly button towards your spine. Again, breathe in, belly big. Exhaling, belly button towards your spine. Let's do one more. Breathing in, belly big. Feel your feet in the floor. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Excellent. From here, we're going to do what's called Atlas point rotation. We're going to take our nose and draw a circle. You may be hearing some little creaky things going on or feeling some little crunchy stuff going on. If this makes you dizzy to have your eyes follow the direction of your nose, have the eyes look center as you're doing this Atlas point rotation. Kind of softening those neck muscles a little bit. You might notice some spicy stuff. And let's pause and go the other direction. Ooh, I'm hearing more snap, crackle, pops on the other direction. Again, just a little bit of kind of a range of motion going on here. Notice what you notice or don't notice. And one more time, all the way around. Very good. And then join me back to the center. I'm going to go ahead and put Tai Chi on my smartwatch and see how many calories we've been burned today. Let's bring the hands together, soft push together. You can hook the thumbs or not. We'll do what's called swimming dragon. Again, it's a range of motion with the neck and the shoulders. So let's breathe in, belly big. And as you exhale, contract the belly button, push hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Stay here, breathe in. Contract the belly button, come back to heart center. Staying here, inhaling. Exhale, push the hands away, turn the head the other direction. Staying here, breathe in. Exhale, back to the center. Inhaling, staying here. Let's do one more each side. Exhale, push it away. Staying here, breathe in. Exhale, back to the center. Inhaling, belly big. Exhale, push it away. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to heart center. Very good. From here, we're going to spread out the hands like a starfish and bring the hand out to the side. It's called spread the feathers. And then we're going to take that hand, take the thumb, turn it to the back of the room, and you take your opposite ear, drop it towards your shoulder. So this opens up the carotid, brings more blood flow to the brain. And then we're going to go through a little bit of range of motion here. So from here, my ear's towards my shoulder. And what I invite you to do is bring the chin towards your chest and then towards wherever you extended that arm, back down towards your chest, and then lift the chin to where the wall meets the ceiling. and then back down, ear towards the shoulder, or shoulder towards the ear, one or the other, and release. So you may have noticed a sensation going on in the bicep, tricep, and of course in those spread out hands. Let's do the other side. So spread out the hands on the other side. Maybe bring the arm a little bit lower. Turn the thumb to the back of the room. Drop your other ear, the other opposite ear towards your shoulder. Ooh, notice what you notice, right? There may be some stiffness going on one side versus the other. And then I invite you to drop the chin softly towards the chest. Do what you can with what you got, folks, okay? And then take that chin, look it towards the same side as the arm extended side, or the opposite if that happened. And then bring the chin back down towards the chest, and then chin towards the other side of the room where the wall meets the ceiling. And then turn to where the ear is towards the shoulder once again, and release. Very good. From here, cup the hands and swing those arms. Now you have the option of lifting the heels, lifting the toes. So if you want to engage in a small calf pump, which is your second heart in the body, please do so. If you want to keep the feet still, that works too. Again, you're doing what's okay for you today. From here, let's tap the tops of the shoulders or the upper back and keep swinging. Little bend in that elbow, kind of getting those joints in the elbows and the shoulders here. Let's do two more. 2 and 1. Just kind of let it kind of slow down a little bit. Now from here, I'm going to switch over to one side of my chair, place my hand either on my hip or my shoulder, and do the arm stirs. So it could be a circle, it could be an oval. Again, we're understanding our range of motion. Maybe we're noticing some snap, crackle, pop business going on with that shoulder joint. This is great for easing bursitis. So again, we're kind of, getting those muscles around the joints nice and warmed up. I love it. Thank y'all for coming today. And let's reverse, go the other way. Again, today's chair Tai Chi. Next week is gentle yoga for back care. But, both these classes address issues with back challenges. And that's great. And then let's make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. You might feel some sensation going on here. Let's shift over to the other side. Okay, well, my chair is big enough to where I have to shift. And then again, let's do those arm stirs. Hand can be on the shoulder or on the leg. So for me on this side, I prefer it on the leg because I don't have so much spiciness going on in that shoulder. Sometimes I go a little too fast. And so the hand on the shoulder just reminds me of that spiciness, And then sometimes if it's too spicy, I return my attention to my breath. I listen to my breath as I breathe in and slowly out. Now let's reverse all that. Go the other direction. Once you get it going one direction, then, maybe you're swinging your head. Don't swing your head like I just did, okay? Woo! And then let's make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. And again, you may notice some kind of sensation going on here. Very good. From here, let's spin the wrists. Welcome to our Chair Tai Chi class today. So glad y'all are here today. We started this class way back in October, and it was kind of like a, temporary thing that will people enjoy coming to the class. And it was like overwhelmingly, yes, let's keep the class. So we alternate this with the gentle yoga for back care. I love it because this has a little air coming across your chest. And then let's reverse that. Notice the reverse feels a little strange, yeah? I notice my left hand does not spin as well as my right. Notice what you notice, yeah? Couple more. Very good. And release that. Now let's do some shoulder rolls. That's good for preventing that hump in the neck. But we'll do some very specific ones for that, okay? And then let's reverse that. Go the other way. Oof. Other way always feels interesting, And so we're going to do that dowager's hump prevention. We got to strengthen that upper back, yeah? So let's make it all still. Let's shrug the shoulders towards our ears as if we had arm earrings. You might feel lots of tension going on here. Then we're going to turn halfway to the side. So we're turning from the whole thoracic spine over and your chin aligned with your chest and release it down. So you may have noticed some kind of strong contraction energy going on there. Let's do the other side. Again, shoulders towards your ears. You're wearing arm earrings. I just came up with that. I know it's not special. Looks weird, feels weird. Turn over to the side. Keep the shoulders up. Keep shrugging, shrugging, shrugging. Woo! Might be spicy. And release. Woo! Let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. In Tai Chi, we bring it down the heart center. So we're bringing the heavens, the universe, back down to our Dantian. Our Dantian is a little cauldron in our bodies where we gather energy and then send it out through the different meridians for healing purposes. That's later for more information, by the way. Okay, so let's do Kuan Yin paints the rainbow. So we're going to take a hand beside our body, so the palm is facing us. And then we take the thumb, turn it to the back of the room, and the pinky towards me. So the palm is facing out. Then we inhale, circle, sweep arm up. Ooh, and then exhale, back behind you. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. Inhale, gather them both up together, flip the hand, and bring the other one down. So the other hand is facing your hip. Thumb to the back of the room, pinky towards me, and then inhale, circle, sweep arm up, 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 up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhaling, gather both arms up. Flip the hand, bring the other one down. To begin with, the palm is facing you, then you turn it away, pinky towards me, thumb to the back of the room. Inhaling, up, 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 up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather the arms up, flip the hand, bring the other one down. This is the last time. Turn that thumb away, pinky towards me. Breathe in, up, up, up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhaling, flip it, and exhale down. So that's for range of motion and shoulder isolation. Let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the chi. Very good. From here, let's go ahead and bring a leg out to the side. Let me see if it's in the camera. It is. And I invite the toe towards me. So you may be feeling that calf contraction, that tightening feeling. If it's too much for the back of the knee, you can bend that knee a little bit, but you're still toes towards you. Might feel a little spicy. Just know that, okay? So this foot point and flex and holding is to prevent foot cramps, to improve ankle flexibility, and of course, pumping the calf is considered bringing that blood flow, your second heart, back to your heart. And let's go ahead and point the toes away. I'm going to hang on to the back of my chair when I do that. So my arms kind of disappeared there. They're still there. I think I'm funny. I know I'm not. Okay. And then point and flex. So, now on carpet, this is hard for me to do, but I'm doing the best I can. Okay. Maybe I should have done this with socks. I don't know. It's probably a little bit more fluid for you, or maybe not. I don't know. But again, you're kind of pumping that calf. Yeah. There was a University of Houston study done last year where they noticed that doing calf pumps after dinner reduced blood glucose. So if you can't go out and do that little quick walk to reduce that blood glucose, that blood sugar, calf pumping. That's the way to do that. All right, bring it in. Woo! Let's bring the other leg out and kind of wiggle it out there a little bit. Ooh, this one tighter than the other one? Maybe. Or does it feel the same? So just notice what you notice. Again, toes towards you. You're sitting up tall. This is easier to do, in my opinion, when you're more at the front of the chair than your booty way back into the chair, because you got more behind back of the leg muscle on that chair. Yeah. That's just my advice. Okay. Woo. Again, leg cramp prevention, doing these calf pumps. Okay. Now point it away. Again, notice what you notice. It may be a little different than what you did when you flexed it. Maybe less calf, but maybe it still feels like some contraction energy. And then let's point and flex. So point and flex. This one's easier to do on this side, maybe because I got a little hole in my carpet here. Now I have to kind of vacuum it away. Yeah, it's hard doing chair tai chi on carpet. Let me just put that out there, okay? Just because of this posture right here. It's a little more, we're going to do more calf pumping in just a second, okay? Couple more. Very good. And bring it in. Now we have like one or two options that we can do on this next one because it's foot rotation. You can scoot your booty back a little bit or stay here at the edge, but I'm going to scoot mine back a little bit. But I still have a little bit of room to where I can like lean back, because what I'm going to do, and you may do one of two things: hands behind the knee pit or hands on the shin to raise the leg up. So this is a little bit more isolation. And then again, point and flex. So this helps you also to have better walking ability when you do this ankle isolation in our Chair Tai Chi class. And if it's here on the shin, you're definitely going to notice that shin muscle. And then pause. Now we're going to draw a circle inward, okay? Ankle circle inward. So again, we're trying to isolate that ankle joint. Next, we'll be working on leg knee extensions to strengthen the knees. We got to finish this first. And then let's pause and reverse. Notice if reverse makes a different shape than your original direction. Mine feels like it. And it feels like my ankle, my shin is getting a little tired, just a little. And release. Whew. Let's do the other one again. Maybe hands are back behind the knee pit, or maybe you're here interlaced on your shin and you lift it up and you kind of lean back here. And again, point and flex. I don't know, is it easier to have the foot on the floor to do point and flex versus this? It feels a little different in the body when you're weight bearing versus it into the air. I hope that makes sense. Maybe. Okay, now we're going to make it still. Draw your circle inward, okay? Ooh, this one feels snap, crackle, poppy, okay? If I wasn't talking, you could probably hear the snap, crackle, pop. So I'm going to talk. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then let's pause and reverse. Oh my. Okay. Woo. Very nice. Two more. 2 and 1. You know what? Let's stomp those feet. And then come up on the balls of the feet, shake the legs, kind of get that energy out. What we just kind of gathered, let's just kind of shake it out. Very good. Very nice. And sit up nice and tall. Let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And again, bring the universe down to your Dantian, down to that cauldron there. About 2 finger widths below that belly button. All right. Beautiful. Oh, excuse me. From here, clap the hands. Let's do a little big 6. But before we do the big 6, let's kind of get rid of some excess energy. So what we'll do is, got the hands getting warm there. Tap, tap, tap on the outside of the arm. Bring it into the shoulder. I'll move my hair here. And then do a palm up, come down the inside. Let's do that again. Turn the palm down, go to the outside of the arm. Be sweet, be kind. Get into that shoulder. Palm up, and then come down the inside of the arm. And again, turn the palm down, go to the outside of the arm. And then palm up, come down the inside. And then let's sweep off that excess energy. Very good. Clap the hands again. Get some heat going on here and move it down into the fingers for improved circulation. Woo! We got to do the other side. So let's start tapping up the side of the arm. I'm doing the palm of my hand when I do this. And then get into that shoulder. You can make a fist if you like or not. And then palm up, come down the inside. Again, palm down, go to the outside. Travel it up, up, up. And go to that shoulder. Well, I just want to stay here. Palm up, come on down. One more time. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, I want to stay right there. And then palm up, bring it down. All right. Sweep off all that excess energy. Very nice. Beautiful. Clap the hands once again. Now I said we're going to do knee strengtheners. No, wait. We're going to do big 6ers, then knee strengtheners as we go down into that. So we're going to take our hands, spread out the hands, And we're going to bring fingers above and below the collarbone and stroke across the collarbone from the shoulder to kind of like where the bony part is of the front of the neck. This is place number 1 for lymphatic drainage. You can look this up later on, BIG, the number 6. Dr. Perry Nicholson came up with this sequence of events, even though this has been done a long time. Now let's do the other side. So this is the low pressure area. So this also is coming across the lung meridian, the kidney meridian, and the stomach meridian as we go from the edge of the collarbone to the center. And my hair keeps going in the way. All right, so you got to clear your pipes in order to get rid of all the waste, right? So here we're doing the in front and back of the ears and bringing it down the jawline and then down the side of the neck. So if you tend to have brain fog, we get rid of our cerebral spinal fluid when we sleep at night. But if it's kind of clogged up, it backs up and causes things to accumulate in the brain. So we're physically moving the lymph, all right? The lymph fluids. It exits through the subclavian vein back into our circulatory system, out our poop and pee and sweat. So there you go. Now, a little bonus here. We're going to take the middle fingers. If you can put them together, great. If you can't, that's okay too. We're going to cross the hands and find that hollow, and then just push into that little hollow area. Again, this is one of the areas to help get that lymphatic fluid moving. This is a little bonus area. There's about, 24 different areas, but we try to boil it down to 6 areas, 6 or 7 areas. All right, next is, you can make a little right angle with your hand and press it into your armpit and that thumb here in the pectoral, or you can kind of rub or tap, whatever you need to do here, okay? So when men and women get breast cancer, these are the areas they check. Did the cancer move to these lymph node nests? So try to do this manually every day to get rid of your lymphatic fluids, get it moving through your system. Our blood flows because we have a heart pump, but our lymphatic fluids do not move unless we move, all right? You may notice excessive sinus drainage. You may notice a low-grade headache after doing a lymphatic session. So just kind of know that. Drink water. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Press and rub. So if you do notice those things, that probably was an indication that you were having some lymph node congestion going on. Again, I invite you to kind of do a little bit of research on your own if you're really kind of interested in this. I know a lot of folks are. Again, you can tap, tap, tap. You can do a fist here. Whatever you need to do, okay? All right, we're going to go to area number 4. So this is 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to move my feet forward a little bit because then I can poof my chest out a bit. Right here below my ribs is the diaphragm. So what I like to do for the area number 4, which is the torso, is I stroke across the diaphragm just to give it a little massage. Notice if it feels tender, okay? And then you can play percussion. Your stomach is considered to be the second brain in your body, according to traditional Chinese medicine, just like the calves are considered to be the second heart in the body. You can chop, you can wiggle, you can circle it up. If you go clockwise, like at the top, over to the left, bottom to the right, that's clockwise. That helps you with aiding digestion and elimination. So if you tend to get all stoved up, maybe you have some medicines you're taking that gives you, some stuff that makes you feel kind of tight, all that kind of thing. This is nice for that. All right, we're going to bring our feet out wide. This is a variation of sumo step. And where the leg inserts into the torso, we have that little crease going on there, the iguanal crease, also known as the qua. You take the sides of the hands or a rub, but we chop here. You can chop the qua. I'm going to bring my feet out even more. Again, you get prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer. These are the areas that they check. Did the cancer move to these areas? So we're just kind of getting rid of our toxins in our body manually here. Okay, great. Now clap the hands. A little bit of heat here. Next place is the knees. So we're just going to do a little massage on the top of the knees. That often feels nice. Hopefully you're not pressing down too hard to where it feels painful. We don't want pain. You can also come up on the pads of the fingers to stimulate those acupressure points. It's almost close to being ticklish to me. So, okay. And then for lessening knee pain, the tapping sequence is that the pad of the hand, tap, tap, tap. So that's the gallbladder meridian. And the spicy one on this is if you tap the inside, the stomach meridian, it might feel a little different than the gallbladder meridian, okay? So I don't tap as hard on the inside. Okay, the last lymph node nest is the back of the knee. So I'm going to walk my feet forward, take my fingers, and stroke the back of the bend of the knees. So I'm also getting the bottom of the hamstrings and the top of the calves at the same time. Some folks take that right angle and they'll do a light chop. You tend to have swelling and edema in your feet, in those ankles. Work these areas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before you do the work on the feet. That way it'll be more effective to get rid of that lymphatic buildup, okay? Whew. This is our Qigong detox, and I'm very interested in lymphatic drainage, so I've included it in the order to have better benefits, okay? Very good. Let's clap the hands. Rub. And again, let's rub the shins, rub the calves. If you're allowed to hinge forward, get the side of the legs, the inside of the legs, the top of the legs, the underneath of the legs. Very good. From here, bring the ankle bones together, maybe the feet, the knees a little bit apart, and let's do the jitterbug. So basically heel toe over to the side. And then if you want to twist the upper body opposite direction or twist, do that also. And when I do this, air happens, like a burp occurs. I just burped, in other words. Y'all didn't hear it, but I felt it. So again, when you're doing this, you're massaging those internal organs also. Again, welcome to Chair Tai Chi. I just got my certification today to teach standing Tai Chi. So I'll be offering that during Veterans Gratitude Week, actually 6 weeks before. We'll do a 6-week series so you can learn the standing Tai Chi if you're interested. And those are donation classes to help fundraise for Veterans Yoga Projects. So yay, I'm excited. Bring it all the way over to one side and bring it back to the center. Now from here, heels out, toes in, and walk them independently out. And notice if you feel one stronger than the other. Maybe, yeah? Whew. Keep breathing. Let's do one more out. And one more all the way in. And then next we'll do the knee strengtheners. Let's shift back in our chair. From here, so all the muscles, ligaments around the knees, let's do a Tai Chi movement where we strengthen that. So basically it's lifting the leg up, flex the heel, and you may have to lift the leg off the chair if it feels kind of uncomfortable when you first do this. And then lower, hover, so it's not coming to the floor, but it's hovering. And then point the toes away and lower. Let's do the other side. So flex the heel. And again, I lift my leg up just to feel it, make it feel more comfortable. Toes towards you, might be spicy. And lower. And then point the toes away and down. Other side. So here we go. Flex the heel. Now take the opposite hand, flex the hand. So we're using both sides of the brain here. Little dementia prevention. Lower and upper body. And lower. And then point the toe, point the fingers. And release. Other side, here we go. Flex the heel, flex the palm if it's available. Woo! And then lower, hover, point the toes, point the fingers, and release. One more time. Here we go. Flex the heel, both palms flex. Ooh. And lower, hover, point the toe, point the fingers, and release. Other side last time. Flex that heel, flex the palms, and then lower, Point the toe, point the fingers, and lower. Now I'm going to scoot away from the back of the chair. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then from here, make fists. Bring the fists down to the left. So we're going to inhale, fist to chest for eagle claw. Increase range of motion, mobility. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale back to your chest. I'm going to bring my knees a little wider. Spread out the hands. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale back to your chest. Feel that squeeze of the upper back musculature. Exhale, hand out the side. Option, turn the head. Now we're going to open and close 5 times. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the waistline. Other side. Inhale, fist to chest. Big old breath. Come on. Exhale towards the sky. Very good. Inhale back to your chest. Open up the hand. Exhale, push it away. Inhale back to the chest. And then we take it out to the side. Exhaling, open and close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the waist. Again, inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up that hand. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Inhale, fist to chest, other side. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up that hand. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. Last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waistline. Let's do the finishing breath. Let's change it into blood pressure technique. Inhale up. Back of the hands come down the heart center as you exhale. Now for this one, you bring the thumb over to the pinky side and you fingers on top of the thumb. So grab the thumbs and then you inhale, elbows back, chest forward. And as you exhale, you turn the hand outward. So that stimulates the heart meridian when you're turning the hands outward. Let's do that again. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring them down the heart center. Exhale, grab those thumbs. Inhale back. Exhale out to the side. Turn those palms, okay? And again, breathe in, circle, circle up. Reach, reach, reach. Do the best you can. Exhale, come on down. Grab those thumbs. Very good. Inhaling. And exhaling out to the side. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then come down the heart center. Here we go. Grab those thumbs. Inhale, chest forward. Squeeze those shoulders. Exhale, arms out to the side. Let's do that finishing breath here. Inhaling up, up, up. And bring down the chi. Very nice. From here, draw a circle inward and the other. So again, my knees are a little wider than my hips. That helps me have a better base of stance, I guess you call it. So wiping in, wiping in. You all know this is wax on, wax off. Or maybe you don't know it as that. The little Karate Kid thing. And you may start to notice sensations going on in the arms, in the palms, in the fingers. I also call it wipe my coffee table. Now let's pause and then wipe it out. Now my question is, why is it when I wipe out, there are bigger circles? I don't understand that. Why is that? Anyway, maybe y'all can answer that at the end of the class. Just think about that. Why is it bigger circles, it seems to me? I don't know. Now let's wipe the windows, okay? So it's still wiping out, okay? Ooh, hello, shoulders. Now let's pause and wipe it in. It takes a couple times to get that rhythm going, yeah? This gets into our lungs too, helps us breathe a little better, massages the spleen, the pancreas, the liver, the kidney. So this is all good stuff. Maybe you want more, make fist and bring the elbows in, little elbow dig. So again, we're kind of getting into that intercostal, the in-between places of the ribs. Do less if you need to, if you want to. Woo! Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Now bring it back on top. We're wiping in. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. You maybe notice some sensations going on with the hands. Let's bring the hands down beside the body and then inhale up and then exhale out. Load it down. And again, inhaling up, bring it out and down. This is called upward, outward. Bring it up and then bring it outward. Again, breathing in, bring it up and out. One more time. Coordinate that breath. Breathe in and out. Now this one's called inward, outward. So I'm going to bring my legs in a little bit. I don't know if I can do this seated. We do this in our standing Tai Chi, by the way. So inward comes up to the head level and then outward. Kind of like upward, outward. Again, inward. And then bring it out a little bit and then palms down. Again, inward. Bring it out a little bit and outward. So these are part of the mother forms that we do in Tai Chi. Again, inward, up, 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 and outward. We'll do 1 more. Again, inward, bring it up, breathe in, and outward. From here, bring those feet a little bit wide. Once again, bring it out here to the side as if you were hugging a tree. So what you're trying to do here, and have a little bend in the elbows, relax those shoulders, you're trying to connect between the fingers here. So imagine there's a line in between the fingers, okay? So again, hugging the tree. This is also called, when we're doing this standing, it's called the Wuji stance or empty stance. So you just kind of let your mind go empty, just concentrate on the sensations that might be happening in the shoulders, in the elbows, in the palms, in the fingers. There may be something, there may be nothing. Good. Just a few more moments here if you can. Think about your breath. So let's breathe in. Slowly, slowly breathe out. Again, we're in Wuji stance. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to take those arms out and float the arms down. We're pointing the fingers down. So you may be feeling some sensation exiting from the tips of the fingers. Notice what you notice. There may be nothing, there may be something here, okay? So this is generally thought of letting go of what no longer serves you, no longer. Exiting through the fingers after you've held the Wuji or the empty stance for a moment or so. Very good. Bring the hands back to heart center, give a little clap, get some sensation going on with the palms here. Let's do some foot patterns, and then we'll probably do the teacup and probably swallow flies to the nest. So patterns. So with patterns, you're going to bring a leg forward, out to the side. You can use your hand to guide this. Forward to the chair. Again, range of motion is getting in and out of the car, kind of functional movement. Forward to the side, forward to the chair. Let's do that again. Forward to the side, forward to the chair. Other side, forward to the side, forward to the chair. Now we're going to add 3 onto that. So we're going to go forward to the side and then drag it towards you 3 times. 3, 2, 1, way out, forward to the chair. Other side, forward, way out, drag it in 3, 3, 2, 1, forward, or out the side, forward to the chair. Don't know what I'm talking about. Let's do it one more time with 5. Okay, here we go. Forward, way out, bring it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, way out, forward to the chair. Other side, last time. Forward, way out, bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Yay. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bring down the chi. Now we just did legs out to the side, but let's do this with a sumo stomp. So you can use a hand or not. I'm going to do first with a hand. Hand underneath that knee and bring it up and stomp. Stomp's optional. Bring it up and center. Other side. Bring it up and stomp. Bring it up and center. Now, do this without the hands. Notice your range of motion. Bring it up and stomp. Up and center. Other side. Up and stomp. Up and center. Again, hands or not, it's okay either way. Stomping, bring it back to the center. Little bone building here. Out to the side, back to the center. One more time. Here we go. And last one, I promise. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. From here, take a hand across, inhaling. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over. And then back of the hand lands in front of you, out to the side. Bring it back to the center. Other side, inhale, bring it across. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over. And exhaling. And bring it back to the center. I'm going to add the poem to it. Swallow flies east, bring it across. Swallow flies west, exhaling. Swallow flies up and over, breathe in, and then lands in its nest, exhaling. Bring it back to the center. Inhaling, swallow flies east, doesn't know directions. Swallow flies west, breathe out. Swallow flies up and over, inhaling, and exhale, lands in its nest. Let's do that again. Breathe in, bring it across. Breathe out, bring it out. Inhaling up and over and exhaling. Bring it back to the center. Last time, breathe in, stretch. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over and exhale. Bring it back to the center. Let's do the finishing breath. Inhaling up and bring down the chi. Bring down the chi. There's like 3 different words for the same thing. Kiqichi. It all means energy. Yeah. So next is swallow flies to the nest. So imagine you have a teacup in your hand. Your palm is up. And again, I'm away from the back of the chair specifically for this one because we got to make some room to hide that teacup. So basically, we're going to take that teacup, bring the elbow back behind you. So it's kind of here in line with the ribs, kissing the armpit a little bit. Yeah. And then we're going to bring the elbow out and hide the teacup behind you. So we're hinged forward a little bit. The objective is to keep the palm up. That might be mission impossible. We're going to lean out to the side and then have my palm up. Okay, here comes the interesting thing. Belly button tight as you bring it low. And then again, you're trying to keep that palm up as you swirl it back in. Did y'all spill your tea? I did. Mine kind of went like that, you know. Okay, we're going to do it again. So again, bring it back behind you and then elbow out, hide the teacup. Okay. Lean out, bring that palm up. So I got my elbow kind of turned weird here. Yeah. And then I'm going to bring it low and then swirl it back behind me and to the center. I'm going to grab the ball so maybe y'all can visually see that a little bit better. I highly recommend getting one of these little squishy balls. Because eventually we're going to add the ball to the class because I want y'all to experience Dragon Spins the Tai Chi and stars around the world. It's easier if you have a ball or a block to do that. So from here, again, bring your hand to where you're kind of in the armpit, your elbow back, hide your hand, lean out, palm up, and then draw that circle where your palm is up and bring it back around. Did you spill your tea? Maybe. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Lean forward and then hide your hand. Bring your palm out. Now, maybe you want to watch it. So you watch your palm being up. Maybe. And then bring it back around. Now, of course, once we get it done on one side, we're thinking, yeah, okay, but wait, it's the other side. So I'm going to place my ball underneath. We're going to do the other side now. Of course, right? So palm up, bring that elbow back, kind of arm is into those ribs a little bit. Turn the elbow out and hide the hand. So you feel a squeeze going on here in that armpit. Now, palm out to the side, palm up. I'm looking, yeah, it's palm up. Okay, keep it palm up, maybe. Again, this is a little bit of a core work going on here, if y'all didn't notice. And bring it fancy back on in. Let's do that again. Elbow back and then elbow out and hide the hand. We're hinged forward. Then we're going to lean out to the side because we're going to do a hand out to the side, palm up. Here we go. It's going to be low. And draw that circle. Woo, and bring it back in. Kind of like a little tornado here. Again, I'm going to do it with the ball this time. I'm going to try to keep the palm up. All right, so bring it back and elbow out. Hide your hand. Very good. Lean out. Palm up. You can watch it the entire time. So here we go. Bring it low. Lean back. My voice gets high. You know it's challenging. And bring it back to the center. It may or may not happen. Just know that, okay? This one is like practice. It's not ever perfect. It's a practice pose. You got to practice, practice, practice. Let's do it again. Here we go. Last time. To the ribs, and then turn that elbow out. Hide the hand. Palm up, palm up, palm up. Lean out to the side. Keep it palm up. Here we go. Lean way back. Maybe that works. And bring it back to the center. Did it happen? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Maybe. Okay. All right. Good. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale up and exhale. Bring it down. Okay. We've done most of our major things that we need to do. But you know what? I'm going to come up to the front and do the room, and let's do a little bit of energy work, and then we'll do that guided rest, relaxation, and that gratitude practice. So if you've not come to class before and know about this, there's some new people in class. We're going to do it's called some hand tapping, and it addresses different places in our body. So the side of the hands is for lessening headaches, vertigo. So we're going to tap, tap, tap the side of the hands. Now you're not whapping, okay? It's tapping. It's nice little tapping. There's a little sound to it. I don't know if you can hear my sound, but you're hearing probably yourself doing this, right? So we're doing a sampler. Typically, you would do this for about a minute in each location, okay? But we're not going to do that. We're going to just do a little sampler. Okay, next, we're going to go into the interwebs of the thumbs. So that's for digestive disorders, for nausea. So we're going to tap into those, whatever that is. What is that? Oh, interwebbing. Yeah, I just said it. Okay, my mind went to the Bahamas and now it's back. Now, this is your normal way of doing this. You're thinking, I don't normally do this. Oh, that's okay. Then you're going to switch it. Okay, so you're using both sides of the brain when you go from one side to the other. And sometimes it feels strange on the second side when we do these things. Yeah? Again, that's for digestive disorders, for nausea. You got watch or bracelets on, you may hear a little jingling going on, okay? Now we're going to go into the interwebs of the fingers. So you normally interlace your fingers a certain way. You probably don't know that, but you do. We're going to tap those inter areas or those valleys between the fingers. What is that for? I'm looking to the side here. It's for pain or numbness in the limbs. Now, if you've got rings, be careful. You don't want to be kind of jamming finger parts into each other. I just have one ring on today, but if I have two, it's going to make a lot of noise. Now, let's make it still and wiggle the top finger, because now you got to switch that top finger to be below. The other finger is going to be on top. I don't know about you, but I just created new neural pathways when I switched hands, because that just feels so strange to me to have the hand interlaced this way, whatever this way is. The second way, the not normal way that I interlace hands. Yeah, okay. Next is the pulse points at the wrist. That's for heart cardiovascular issues. So, you can tap, tap, tap this way, but I like to tap up and down like this. I have a pacemaker, so when I do it this way, it makes my chest feel squishy, so I don't like that. So I just do it up and down this way. That way we can get to do it a little bit longer also, because we flip it. Again, for heart cardiovascular issues, because that's the heart meridian, okay? Now flip it. Sound effects are optional. Okay, so I'm known as the little bit goofy yoga teacher here on Veterans Yoga Project. So I laugh at myself so that y'all can laugh with me, not at me. Maybe whatever. Yeah. So then we're going to cup the hands, kind of like we did when we swung the arms and when we tapped on the outside of the arm, but we're going to cup the hand and tap on top of the back of the hand. That's for osteoarthritis, back pain. Now, if you've got rings, you're going to curve it a little bit more, okay? So tap, tap, tap. Now, what some folks like to do, they like to put a hand on a leg and do this, but when I do that, I'm doing it a little bit more force, so I don't do that because I don't want to be like doing this super strong. Makes a nice little sound. And of course, we got to do the other side. So I got a ring on this side, so I'm going to curve it a little bit more when I do my tapping. Makes those veins really come out too. You all thinking, okay, why is that important? Well, if you have to get blood draws, right, or IVs, they're always looking for a good vein, and they'll tap those places to get them to raise up. Yep, there you go. So back of the wrist is for neck and shoulder pain. So kind of shift it here, back of the wrist. Again, cupping, moving it if there's a ring. Moving stuff out of the way if you've got bracelets, yeah? Or maybe going upper or lower, above if there's a ring or a watch there. Not a ring, bracelet. Other side, now I've got my watch here, so I'm gonna go a little bit lower. Next is, let me think here, we're gonna make a fist and punch into the palm. So that's for stress, anxiety, having more clarity, consciousness, noticing strength, one side versus the other. Now this one's a little more vigorous, that's okay. Let's do the other one. Here we go. Notice if it feels stronger or weaker. This one's my weaker side, my left side. I feel kind of bony here, bony. Very good. Clap those hands. Rub some circulation into those hands, those fingers. We're going to go into our guided rest and relaxation. So what I invite you to do is get comfortable. So maybe you're kind of scooching back in your chair. Now your feet can be, out, or maybe you're crossing at the ankles and knees wide. You really can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm crossing my ankle bones and I'm kind of pushing my back into my chair. The option is your eyes can be opened, or you can gaze your eyes down at the floor or close your eyes. Whatever suits you, okay? Some folks need to move a little bit because they don't like this part of class, and that's okay too. If you need to move, please move. But I'm gonna place my hands in my lap, kind of stare down at my feet or close my eyes. And from here, I'm going to invite you to notice both your big toes. So both on the left and the right-hand side, notice your big toes and then say in your brain, big toes. And imagine your big toes. So this is called non-sleep deep rest. It's kind of a reset of our body. And then from here, let's notice our pinky toes, both on the left and the right-hand side. Let's shift our attention to the top and the bottom of the feet. Then move it up to the ankles. Notice both the ankles on the left and the right-hand side. And then going up the body, let's notice the shins, the calves, both on the left and the right-hand side of the body at the same time. And then shifting that, noticing the knee joints. And then notice the front of the knees and the back of the knees at the same time. Shifting into our upper legs, let's notice the front of the legs, the thighs, the back of the legs, the hamstrings. both at the same time. Notice what you notice. And then shift your attention to your hip joints. Just notice what's going on there. Maybe there's some residual achiness or not. Yeah. And then notice the front side of your hips and the back side of your hips, both on the right and left-hand side. Good. From here, notice your navel center and your low back, both at the same time. And then let's shift that to our heart center and then the kind of the bottom of the shoulder blades and the back side of the body. So notice those two areas at the same time. From here, let's notice the shoulders, the top, the front, the back of the shoulders. And then shifting our attention to our upper arms, noticing the front and the back of the upper arms, those bicep, triceps areas. Again, noticing the elbow joints, both on that right and left-hand side. Notice kind of the elbow pit and the outside of the elbow. Okay, now let's move that to the forearms, noticing the inside of the forearms and the outside of the forearms, both on that right and left-hand side. Good. Let's notice the palms and the back of the hands at the same time. And I invite you to bring your attention, your awareness into those big, those thumbs on the right and the left-hand side. Index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and lastly, those pinky fingers. From the pinky fingers, let's shift our attention to the base of our throat, the back of the neck. Then moving that, noticing our chin, our jawline, the lower lip, the upper lip, the tips of the nostrils, the forehead, the crown, the very top of the head. And then from here, as we breathe in, let's imagine we're breathing in healing sunshine at the crown of the head, and it's saturating every cell in our body as it goes from the top of our head all the way down to the tips of our toes. Again, that healing sunshine. As you exhale, just kind of let go of what no longer serves you today. Let everything kind of exit out through the bottoms of the feet. And again, breathe in that healing sunshine. Exhale, let go of what no longer serves you. And again, breathe in and exhale. Now we're going to come back into the now, back into that present moment. So kind of flutter those eyelids. If they were closed, flutter them open. If you were kind of scooched back in your chair, nice and comfortable, let's kind of scooch forward a little bit, knees apart, and then hands on the legs. Let's do some wide upper body circles just to bring a little bit of movement back into the body. If you want to stay in that relaxation mode, maybe go off to slumber, that's okay too, okay? So choose whichever path you want to go towards. Again, so the cool thing about Tai Chi movement patterns is that you're breathing, you're moving, you're listening to me, you're trying to execute the movement pattern. So you're not thinking about anything in the past, anything in the future. Let's reverse. So you're being in the now. So you can't necessarily feel anxious or worried if you're doing the movement, doing the breathing. So it's a little respite away from maybe being in a mode where maybe you do feel anxious or worried or, other things going on. So that's what's kind of cool about a Tai Chi practice. Some of that also happens in yoga, but most of it happens a lot in Tai Chi. Now from here, hands on the knees or the shins and curve to the back of the room for that seated cat pose. So a nice curvy back, extension and flexion of the spine. And then we come up slowly to a tall seated place, which might be spicy. Then we kind of bring the elbows out, hands on the legs, and hinge forward for cow. So when one part of the body is folded on top of the other part of the body, it's very calming for our nervous system. It kind of gets you out of that fight or flight into sympathetic, into parasympathetic, the rest and relaxation. Let's go back up to tall seated mountain. Now here we're going to do a little bit of a supported twist. We're going to take an opposite shoulder. We're going to hinge forward a little bit. Opposite shoulder, lean towards that opposite knee. So we're kind of placing the hands on the legs to kind of make that happen. Keep it away from the ouch though. And then come back up to the center. And then we're going to hinge forward again. Take that other opposite shoulder towards the opposite knee. Get that little kind of lengthening contraction energy going on here. And then bring it back to the center. Very good. So we're going to end our Chair Tai Chi class today with the traditional ending. So we're going to take that right hand, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon, and bow down. And then we'll bring our hands to heart center, chin towards heart center, and think about one thing that we're grateful for today. Good. And then bring our eyes to gaze forward. So this concludes our practice of Chair Tai Chi. Let me stop the recording.